Now our next topic is 2 recruits flipped to IU. Indiana's had a great week. Not only has Indiana, gotten Curt Cignetti to stay by signing a big contract extension, we also had 2 recruits, quality recruits, flip to Indiana this week. Byron Baldwin, a 4-star safety. So, you talk about all these programs getting 5-star guys. That's what happens. Indiana doesn't get 5-star guys. So getting a 4-star guy like this is huge. The funny thing about it is, though, with Byron Baldwin, and this is how messed up college football recruiting is these days. It's just the way that it works, because you got NIL and programs trying to outbid each other. But Byron Baldwin was committed to Indiana months ago. He was committed to IU months ago. Indiana starts out their season, they're like 6-0, and then he just out of the blue, I decommitted. It looks like I'm going to Colorado. Then Indiana keeps winning. Indiana keeps recruiting him. Now he's going to Indiana again. It's honestly hilarious. I mean, I really don't get it, but regardless of the shenanigans, if he stays committed this time, which he said that I'm 1,000% committed on Twitter, even though he said that the last time and didn't stay committed. So I really don't know how much that matters. But still, it's a big deal. If he stays committed and actually suits up for IU next year, he's a talented player. He's got great size for the safety position, 6'2", 190. I mean, that's perfect size. He's one of the top players at his position. So, I mean, you're talking about like basketball, right? Like if you're the 180th ranked player in basketball, probably means you're good, but not great, because in basketball, there's less players, on the floor. Obviously, there's like 300 teams or whatever. So, I mean, there's so many players, but for the big program, there's only enough great players to go around. But in football, there's so many people that play football at so many different positions. So being the 180th ranked player with all these programs getting players at all these positions, what more matters is the fact that he's 17th in his position according to 247 Sports. So Byron Baldwin is a very talented guy and definitely could be a sign of more to come for Indiana in the future of being able to get higher rated guys. Because even Curt Cignetti's already said, like, hey, since we've been winning on the recruiting circles, we can see a tone shift. Like players that before probably would have laughed us out of the building are now like, yeah, I want to consider going to Indiana. So the narrative's definitely shifting, and more guys like this that commit to IU and maybe have success, and Indiana keeps winning in the future. If they can go 8-4 next year and just keep on winning and being a consistently good program for years to come with Curt Cignetti, you're going to see more of this. You're going to see more higher rated guys start committing to IU. But not only did Byron Baldwin commit to IU, or recommit rather, Tyrone Burrus Jr., an edge rusher, 6'4", 235, who is a unranked player according to 247 Sports, but some recruiting services do rank him as a fairly high 3-star. He has committed to Indiana, and he never committed to IU in the past, but a few months ago, it was down to IU in Louisville, and he decided to commit to Louisville, which, I mean, makes sense. Jeff Brom's doing a good job down there. Louisville was very good last year, and they started out the season pretty good as well, even though they just suffered a disastrous loss to Stanford. But still, overall, they're doing pretty good. But what makes this more important is that Tyrone Burrus is from Indianapolis, Indiana. He's an in-state kid, and Indiana has been really putting an emphasis with Cignetti of trying to get in-state guys. And there was actually one player for Indiana, going down the list, trying to remember exactly who it was, Davion Chandler, at wide receiver, from Lawrence North, Indianapolis, Indiana as well. He made a statement a while back, probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. He said that in-state guys come to IU. We're a different program now. So he's trying to help Curt Cignetti recruit in-state players. It worked for Tyrone Burrus. Tough loss for Louisville because he is a rising guy. Even though, again, he's only ranked as a 3-star right now, he's been moving up in a lot of services. He has a lot of game. Very talented, very fast. He's only growing in his body. I mean, 6'4" for an edge rusher is pretty tall. Maybe could get to 6'5". So, I mean, just 2 really good pickups for Indiana that they wouldn't have had this if they didn't go 10-0 this year. This is what winning does. Winning helps you recruit better. And now that more money is being put into the Indiana program, this is only going to help in the future. So definitely stay tuned for Indiana recruiting when it comes to IU football. It's only going to get better, I think. As long as Curt Cignetti keeps winning and IU keeps having success, you're going to continue to see higher and higher rated guys go to IU, and it's definitely going to change the product on the field for sure.